All right, thank you. Seated. All right, your next question.
Your Honor, I'd like to move the admission of Defendant's Exhibit 155.
Okay.
That's the makeup palette.
Oh, okay. Any objection to that?
No objection.
All right, 155 in evidence. Do we have it?
I think it's there. We had pictures for.
All right, thank you. All right, 155 in evidence. 155, got it. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Michelle, can you bring up DEP Exhibit number 357B as in boy, plaintiff's exhibit, and it is a tape recording from June 2016. The timestamps are 4:47 to 7:52.
All right. Is that in evidence yet?
I'm going to move the admission of it. Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
was that going to be for the whole 357, or is that 357A, or is that?
That's just B. I have that as
B.
B as in boy. I think there was a portion that
Okay,
was put in there.
357B. Any objection to 357B?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 357B in evidence. Thank you.
I can just tell you the basic facts is like it was private for days after I filed. You did not have to file. That's not a move that the other party has to make.
Okay.
It's just not.
Okay.
And you did.
Okay.
Well, your team did.
Okay.
And then within 5 minutes, it was private in T&Z. You just do the math yourself without any other thing, and it's very clear.
Okay.
And I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that, and if that's the case, I'll acknowledge it. You know, and if you say you have proof, then I'll acknowledge it. Look, it doesn't shock me that any fucking
Yeah, it just makes sense.
attorney would do something like that. It doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
shock me. But I'm telling you now, if they file the fucking papers tomorrow, which means the shit I gotta file before we go to court on Friday. If they file those papers, it's first of all, it's very bad for both of us. Okay.
Well, your team's not going to file anything that they think is bad for you. Trust me.
No, you're what you're saying. You got to do something to protect yourself, which means throwing me under the bus for some video about me beating.
Not me. I have to respond legally, meaning I'll have to go and pursue the. No, I have to pursue the whole course of action because here's what you don't understand. If we do this, and basically, no, because I called my lawyers and I said, why aren't we negotiating more? What is going on? Where are we? And they're like, everything's in their court. We literally.
They won't settle. Your agents won't. Your lawyers won't settle, baby. I'm telling you.
No, we want to mediate. We even have a mediate. We even found mediators and everything. Like that was all worked out. The thing that Laura didn't agree to was she did not want to agree to a mutual gag order. And that's the problem. Like, she doesn't want the gag order. Why, Johnny? Why? Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she want both parties to not talk about this in the press? By the way, just talking about the press, not even talking about the court.
Okay,
Why?
I tell you what, Amber, let me get on that right now. I'll fucking get on it right now. And I'll get a message back to you somehow. Just, you know, but I'll get on it right now.
I just want you to know I've not done anything and have not been doing any moves. Like, look it up, the timeline. Nothing was on the offense. Everything's been a defensive move because I'm being called a liar and a gold digger. And I'm not lying about any of this shit. And I am not after a dime of your money. And
Do you remember when you had this discussion with Mr. Depp?
Yes,
When was that?
I believe that was June of 2016, so after the divorce, while we still had the restraining order.
Okay. And what, if anything, was going on with respect to a gag order at that point?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'm asking her. I haven't.
All right, overruled. Good.
I was trying to get Johnny to stop the smear campaign that he
Objection,
launched.
Your Honor. Hearsay. Lack of foundation.
What, if any, discussion did you have with him about a smear campaign?
Johnny told me that he would ruin me, that no one would ever touch me, meaning professionally, no one would ever work with me again, that I'd never work again, that I'd be selling Depends, is what he said, and that he'd ruined my career, and he refused to not engage with. Up until that point, he refused to not engage with the press by leaking.
Objection, Your
false
Honor. Calls for speculation.
How is that speculation?
This is what he's telling her, correct?
Right.
Okay, all right, I'll overrule the objection.
And up until that point, I was trying to, get him to call the dogs off, call it off, because it was forcing me into a position where he was calling me a liar, and he was forcing me to prove it. And I knew that wasn't going to be good for him. And I kept saying, don't make me prove it. I don't want to. But he was calling me a liar and having a really sophisticated, very, very well-paid, very sophisticated PR machine
Objection, Your
going
Honor.
overtime.
Calls for
All right,
speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
I'll move on. Let's go to DEP exhibit, that's plaintiff's exhibit 357C. That's 12:30 to 16:30. I'm going to move the admission.
Any objection?
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, 357C in evidence.
All right. Michelle, if you can play.
I'm not, it's not about that. It would not be about me throwing you under the bus. You know what it would be? It would be released through documented people coming on the record and having the protection to do so that haven't had yet. It would be eyewitness statements. It would be evidence, tons of it, and it would be through years. And it would be unbelievable to imagine that either I'm in A, secret fake club, or B, I've had
A secret what?
I've had a secret fight club, or that I have been plotting to do this for 3 years, and while taking pictures of it and documenting it, just saving it up for the right time when I'm not asking for any money and have nothing financial to gain from it. Like, no one is going to believe that. No one is going to believe that one of the two alternatives, either I'm in a fight club, or I've been going through hair and makeup, or going through makeup through all these years, where I have corroborating text messages between people that match those dates of those timestamp validated photos of either corroboration between people hearing us, or corroboration of next day, Whitney sending text message to Kevin, him responding, or, the kind of stuff like between me and people in your life. It is insanely cross-corroborated then if it is a plan. I'm going to put makeup on myself and take pictures throughout years and just sit on it for years. While having this imaginary life run parallel to it. Do you understand that the pictures I have match with text messages to my mom back and forth about it, and text messages between, say, Raquel and my mom, or Raquel and my dad, or, between my two friends. Or there's a text message where I tell Jody the night before I had that James Corden night show thing, where I say, hey, Jody, I've had an accident. I think I have a busted lip, I may have a busted nose, and 2 black eyes tomorrow, because I don't know how that will be until the morning, and we may have to cancel. But, see if you can hear it. I don't know how I'm icing it, I'll let you know in the morning, and things like that. It doesn't matter. There is nothing, and all of that won't be me throwing you in the bus. That will be evidence in this case, which it will be criminal as well, because I cannot go Friday and file without filing a police statement first. And the only reason I haven't filed that police statement, which has been used against me, by the way, every day, and the only reason I won't do it, I haven't done it, is because I don't want to hurt you, and that means it goes out of my hands. And we had a third-party prosecutor come, and a criminal lawyer come, and they went, like, the problem is, hearing from you, like, your biggest struggle is that this is just, it's the most solid evidence case of domestic violence I've ever seen, and if you give this over to them or present any part of this, they will prosecute him. And I felt like I'm not, like, I would never want that for you. It's hard for me to even understand. I don't call myself, like, in my head, it's hard for me to even accept any sort of victimdom ever.
Can you please explain what the context of this was?
I was begging Johnny to not make me prove what I've had to sit on the stand in front of all of you and prove and talk about. I was begging not to do this and have to sit where I'm sitting today. I didn't want this. I don't want to be here. I didn't want to be there then. And I was trying to point out something to somebody who I thought did not have a firm grasp on reality.
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Good. Thank you.
I was trying to point out how absurd it would be for him to keep making me prove this by calling me a liar. I was trying to get him to not call me a liar because everything that I had said to date and everything I've said to date now is the truth. And I was begging him not to make me prove it, that there were photos, that there were witnesses, that there was my testimony. There were years of me with injuries on the dates where we were fighting, and they were documented. I mean, pictures from 2012. So I was trying to say to him, either you'd suppose that people would rather believe this is a hoax, elaborate, well-orchestrated, year-long campaign for what? Or that, what? It just seemed crazy. And I thought no one was advising him in his best interest. I thought no one was telling him the truth. I know he's surrounded by yes men, and I thought nobody was saying to Johnny, this is crazy, don't do this. And I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to hurt him. I loved him. I loved him so much. That's why I'm explaining to him why I didn't file criminal charges. I didn't file a police report, even though it was being used against me. I didn't want this to go to a prosecutor. I didn't want this to hurt Johnny. I don't want this to hurt Johnny.
Michelle, can you bring up Dep Exhibit 357D as in David? And that is 17:25 to 17:37. I'm going to move the admission, Your Honor.
All right, any
No
objection?
objection.
All right. Any evidence? 357D.
I've
Baby.
been called a liar.
Baby.
And I've been called
Baby.
a gold digger.
Baby.
Everyone is.
Baby. Amber, I didn't call you those things. I didn't call you those things.
I'm going to go on now to, can we go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 357E? And this is 21:47 to 22:37. I'm going to move the admission, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
357E. Thank you.
And you're stronger. And so when I say that I thought you could kill me, that doesn't mean you counter with you also, that you lost your own finger. I am not trying to attack you here. I'm just trying to point out the fact of why I said call 911. Because you had your hands on me after using the phone in my face, and I had gotten crazy in the past, and I truly thought I need to stop this madness before I get hurt.
Oh my God.
And I never think about myself that way. I never defend myself that way. I never see myself as a victim. It's
Right.
too fault, you know?
All right. Yeah.
And when they came, I did not cooperate with them. It has been used against me, not by the media, by your side.
And what are you referring to there?
That I don't want to call myself a victim. I don't like to think of myself as a victim, and I don't want him to think I'm attacking him or blaming him. I'm pointing out I didn't cooperate with the police, that I didn't want to get him in trouble, that I didn't want to hurt him. I don't want anything from him. Just don't call me a liar. It's all I said. Just don't call me a liar. Just don't say this isn't real. Because I'm the walking proof of it.
I'm going to ask to bring up Plaintiff's Exhibit, Dep Exhibit 357F as in Frank, 24:04 to 24:48, and move the admission.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
All right, 357F.
I have said only this from the very beginning. I only have my integrity. And the unfortunate thing is
What about mine?
taking it a step further.
What about mine?
They keep taking, that's what it keeps, I'm trying to say to you, literally in words. I'm out of my mouth, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Every step of the way, I have said to them, the thing is, they're hurting Johnny by this, because every time that they call me a liar, or they say this is not true, or Steven says this text message did not actually happen, or that of your security guard, which by the way was a follow-up to your security guard saying they never saw abuse happening. The same security guards who, by the way, have said to me multiple times that I was going to get killed.
And what are you talking about there, Amber?
That even though Johnny told me that his guards would say whatever he needed them to say, that they were the same guards who had told me that I would lose my life
Objection, Your
this
Honor.
way.
Hearsay.
All right, sustain the objection.
It came in through the tape, so that's all right. We're fine. Let's go, Michelle.
Your
let's go
Honor.
to-
If we could approach, please.
I'm sorry. Michelle, can you bring up Dep Exhibit 357G, Plaintiff's 357G, and it's 26:00 to 26:28. Oh, move the admission. I'm sorry.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
Oh, obviously, they're going to have to say they didn't see it in front of me and other people that have heard them.
You're gonna have to do this under oath too, you know.
I will, because the unfortunate part is, I can talk about all of this.
Do you believe all this, Amber? Do you believe all
I'm calling
this?
out the stuff that I get. Yes.
You believe I'm an abuser. You believe I'm an
What
abuser.
happened in May, in December, in April?
What were you referring to with the May, December, and April?
Just listing some of the times in which he beat me up and that he knew about.
So I'm going to take you now fast forward into the July 2016 timeframe. There was a mediation that came about during that time. What, if any, intent did you have to reconcile with Mr. Depp at the time of the mediation?
I wanted there to be no animosity. I wanted to minimize the animosity. I wanted to reconcile in that way. I didn't want to get back together with him, if that makes sense.
Okay. Can you just briefly describe what transpired during the July mediation?
Even though I had a TRO and I wanted to move on with my life. The campaign I mentioned earlier, the smear campaign, the article after article, the hounding me, the, leaking fake.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Okay.
Please explain. Please
What I
explain.
was meeting with him about is because he had, put these things out in the media. It seemed like every day
Objection,
there
Your
was a new
Honor.
attack. and
Calls for
something didn't
speculation,
stop.
lack of foundation.
All right.
Did Mr. Depp discuss with you that he was putting these out in the media?
Objection, leading.
Overruled, I'll allow it.
Yes.
Okay, please explain.
He told me he would tell his team to back off and to back off effectively if I agreed to do certain things. One of which, he wanted me to drop charges. He wanted, or some version of that. He wanted me to get back together with him and go on tour with him in the tour bus. He wanted me to do certain things that I thought were impossible and that would definitely go against all of everything that I stood for and had earned in getting my TRO, getting my restraining order and moving on. But I had to break the TRO in order to beg him to stop the machine, the press machine, because I was feeling like I couldn't live my life. I was being dropped from commercial opportunities. People were turning on me. A campaign I shot dropped me. I mean, it was just, I had never been inundated with that much press. Every single day, me and my family were, and every witness, anyone who even indirectly supported me, got bombarded. And the media
Objection.
campaign
Calls for speculation, lack of foundation.
I'll sustain just the last part of that. All right. Next question.
Okay. We heard Christian Carino testify earlier. Can you describe to the jury what your relationship was with Christian Carino?
He was my commercial agent, meaning he handled things like campaigns for a short amount of time, and then became Johnny's agent around the time of the divorce. He was a kind of mutual friend at the time between Johnny and I, and so he helped us kind of negotiate or mediate a time where we could meet, and my goal in that was to just beg Johnny to stop doing this.
Objection, non-responsive.
Overruled. That's right.
What, if any, desire did you have to return to Mr. Depp after the divorce?
None.
Now, you heard Mr. White testify that he engaged in negotiations with you during the settlement process of the divorce. What, if any, discussions did you have with Mr. White?
None. The first time I saw him was on the testimony screen in the UK during the UK trial. I've never spoken to him.
So he didn't negotiate your settlement?
No, he did not.
What was important to you in the divorce negotiations?
The statement. That was it. The statement. I wanted a mutual statement, and I wanted him to call get the press out of this. Just make a statement, and in that statement, clear my name. I wanted to clear my name. It's all I have. I said this to him too, and he knew this. All I have is my name. I come from nothing. All I have is my integrity. All I have is my name. And that's exactly what he promised to take from me.
Why did you agree to accept $7 million as your settlement?
I didn't care about the money. I was told if I didn't agree to a number, that it could be overturned. That this would never it would never get completed, would never settle.
Objection,
and then it would be
hearsay.
overturned.
What was your
Sustained. Go ahead.